This week's video isn't a start to finish makeover as most of my other videos are. This one is just going to concentrate on one particular technique, and that is decoupage. So this week's video, I'm going to just concentrate on decoupage and specifically what I think is the easiest way to apply decoupage. There are lots and lots of different methods and techniques, but in my opinion, if you're starting out and you want to dabble with decoupage, the easiest way to start is by applying it onto a flat drawer front with no detail. Anything else, any other place, I personally think is slightly trickier. Anything that might have any detail, paneling, if it's a larger piece of furniture, I personally think that's more difficult. That's not to say it can't be done, but if you are starting out and want to dabble with decoupage, that should be the name of the video. Great idea. If you want to dabble with decoupage, then I would suggest getting a relatively small-ish, flat, plain drawer front and go from there. That's the way I would recommend starting. You don't have to, of course, but that is the way that I think is most easiest. So the piece that I'm working on is a little round side table, and I will show you the finished piece right at the end, but I am just going to concentrate on the drawer front today. You'll notice that this has been painted green. I didn't know what I was going to do with this, so I painted the whole thing like a sage green shade, and then I realised that this drawer is crying out for a little bit of decoupage. So the first thing that you are going to do with decoupage, unless you are decoupaging with wallpaper, but anything else, paper napkins, tissue paper, rice paper, anything that's quite thin, you are going to want to undercoat where you're going to decoupage using a white base. The reason for that is because this is the decoupage that I'm going to use, by the way, and obviously with all the products that I'm using in the video, as always, I'll link them in the description below. This one's called Rose Tapestry, and although there are sort of green kind of, the background is kind of green shades to it. When I first started out painting furniture, I read or looked at a few videos, and a few people said, try and match your background colour as close as you can to the background colour of your decoupage paper. However, the only problem with that is that the decoupage paper has other colours on it. It isn't just the background. There's some pinks, there's some warmer tones and some paler pieces as well. So what will happen is, if I left that as my undercoat, as my base colour, and put decoupage straight over the top and stuck it down, it would muddy the pinker shades, and I want those to pop. I don't want them to be muddy. It's already kind of a muted colour anyway. I don't want to mute them even further. So I always undercoat in white because it keeps the colours in your paper, no matter what those colours are, whether it's a pink, a green, a blue, a pastel, a dark. What it does is keep those colours true and vibrant as you see them in the pack. I'm just lightly misting my paintbrush and the surface of the drawer, and the colour that I usually use under decoupage is Fluff because it has exceptional coverage for a white. I don't want to be doing multiple coats in order to get a white base, so one coat of this is absolutely adequate. So when your drawer front has completely dried, so this white paint is now completely dry, you do not stick your decoupage paper over the top of wet paint, because I've had a few questions on videos about that. So you undercoat with white, you let it dry. The next stage is to stick your paper down. I use Dixie Belle's Satin Clear Coat. Yes, this is a top coat which is normally used to seal paint and finish your project, but you can also use this as a medium for decoupage. Now the reason I'm specifically using satin and not gloss or matte is because this has a gel formula, so it's a gel consistency. It's not runny, and the other two that I mentioned, the matte and the gloss, tend to be a little bit runnier in consistency. So as you can see, the consistency is like a gel. Now that is particularly useful when you're using decoupage because it gives you a little bit of playing around time. It doesn't go sticky and it also doesn't run and drip all over your piece. So this is just a very inexpensive synthetic chip brush that you can get. These are really good for applying top coats. They work really well with silk and they're good for using with decoupage. So what you want is a thin, even layer of your satin clear coat. I would say I use a little bit more than what I usually do if I'm using this as a top coat. A little bit more. You don't want too much. If you have too much of your top coat or your sticking medium, if you're not using top coat, if you're using something else, if you have too much of it, your paper's going to get too wet and that is when you get wrinkles. Now wrinkles are sometimes unavoidable, but that is one thing that does contribute to a lot of wrinkles. Too much sticking medium and too much water. The other good thing about this is that it doesn't dry down straight away. You've got a little bit of open time, which again is very helpful when you are decoupaging. So I've just put a very thin, even layer over that drawer front and paid particular attention to the corners and edges because obviously you don't want your paper to peel. If it does lift after it's dry, I'll just punch the tripod then. If it does lift after it's dry, I'll show you a little trick that you can stick your paper back down in any corners if it does lift, but just make sure you've worked your sticking medium all the way around the corners and edges and smoothed it out as best you can. So then you want to get your decoupage paper. So this is the paper that I'm going to use. I want to put on here some of those pink roses. It's helpful if you cut your paper down a little bit because then you're not grappling with lots and lots of extra paper. But you know, my scissors are over there and I can't be bothered to get up again. So I am just going to eyeball this. And I want some of the warmer tones in this to contrast with the green paint. So as you can see, the top coat, the satin clear coat, allows you to be able to maneuver this paper round. So I just placed it on and I didn't have enough of that pink flower that I wanted in the first place. So I can pull the decoupage paper off a little bit and reapply it without ripping it because it's not a very sticky product. Some other products out there that are specifically used for decoupage go sticky straight away, whereas this top coat, it doesn't have that like stickiness. It's sticky enough to stick paper and decoupage, but it's not immediately sticky to the touch. Therefore you can lift your paper off. If you have any mistakes in it or if you have really bad wrinkles that you want to get out, you can. It does give you a little bit of kind of maneuverability in terms of being able to take the paper off and place it on again. I'd only recommend doing that a couple of times because obviously the paper at this point is now going to be a bit wet from the top coat, so you're more prone to ripping. So you do have to be careful how many times you're going to do it, but it will allow you to do so over some other sticking mediums that I've used in the past. And then once your paper is on, you can either use your finger, you can use a little ball of cling film, anything to smooth it out. I like using my finger because I can feel how kind of delicate the paper is. I can feel the resistance. With anything else like a tool or even a ball of cling wrap, you can sometimes press on a little bit hard, and if you are not careful you will kind of rip the paper or you know, kind of crinkle it up. But so I just like using my finger, but if I am working on a larger space I do use a little bit of cling film just rolled into a loose ball, and then you can just smooth it over the surface like that. And I always like to press down all of the corners and edges just to make sure they're firmly down. And then what you want to do is leave it alone. Don't trim it, don't play with it, just let it do its thing, stay where it is, nice and dry. I mean, you could trim a little bit of excess off if you wanted to. You could take you know, the majority of the paper off, but don't try and trim the very edges when your top coat underneath is still wet. You want to leave that until it's completely dry. So when that has completely dried, now is the time to trim it. So this is what I use. Some people use a craft knife and run it all the way around. Personally, I just like to use a little sanding sponge. So these are equivalent to a 220 grit, and they have got a sponge backing, which means you're not applying too much pressure on the surface when you're using it. And I always work away from the decoupage paper. So if you rub it side to side like this, you risk ripping the paper, because obviously at this point it's still quite delicate, and I have known before to rub it like this side to side and it's been fine, but I've also done it and it's just caught the paper wrong and it's ripped it. So I always try and rub it away from the edge. This is why draw fronts are super easy, because it's easy to trim. It's a fairly flat surface. There's no detail on it. Anything else I think is a slightly trickier surface to put it on. So I just do that. Takes a minute, but you'll get there in the end. And don't forget, this is really delicate because we haven't sealed this yet. If you want to, before you sand away the edges or trim the edges, however you're going to do it, you can apply a top coat over this to seal. I use the same one that I used to stick it down. So satin clear coat to stick and to seal. But if you wanted to have a glossier finish or a more matte finish, at this point you can seal it with pretty much anything. I like sealing it with a water-based top coat rather than a wax, because it's going to give better durability to the tissue paper, the decoupage paper, whatever you're using. But you could use a wax if you wanted to. I just personally prefer to really lock it down with a water-based top coat. And eventually what you'll find is when you keep rubbing, that the paper will just come away from the edge, and then you'll get a really nice, neat edge all the way around your drawer. So once that's all trimmed and neat, if you do get any edges that are lifting, I haven't on this side, but I do on the other side, which isn't trimmed down yet. What I would personally do is just get a small craft brush and just dab a little bit of that satin clear coat into the corner and then press it down and wait for it to dry. Again, that one's lifted a little bit, so I just need to seal that down and let that dry. Once all the edges are trimmed and you're happy with it, then all you need to do is seal the decoupage paper. I'm using satin clear coat, which is the same thing that I stuck the paper down with, but again, you could use any water-based top coat. You could use the gloss or the matte if you wanted a slightly different sheen finish. You can also use gator hide, or you could use wax if you wanted to. I just prefer using a water-based top coat for better durability. I'd always recommend using at least a couple of layers of top coat over the top of decoupage, and I always overlap the corners and edges slightly just to make sure they're locked down and sealed and they're not going to be at risk of lifting. And that is essentially how you decoupage a drawer front. You can take this video and the methods that I've used and adapt it to any project that you're currently working on, and here is my finished project. As always, thank you for watching the video today. I hope you enjoyed it and I hope you found it useful. If you don't already, I'd love it if you could subscribe to my channel, and I will catch you on the next video. Bye.